Hey guys, welcome back to What's the Obsession. So today we are going to be taking a look at all of the times that J.P. Miller has spoken out since his wife Mica Miller's tragic death. We're going to be starting with the most recent J.P. Miller diatribe, which came out just yesterday, and this is the fourth of J.P. Miller's TikTok uploads in the past 4 days. And this time he is talking about Mica Miller being cremated and dynamics with Mica Miller's family and bragging about things that he did for the family and asserting that they are being dishonest. And my eyes are rolling away. And so from there, we are going to go chronologically from, today, which is June 13th. Well, that video was uploaded yesterday. And then back in time, hitting all of the times that J.P. Miller has spoken out publicly since his wife Mica passed away. So the last one in this video will be the first one that happened after she passed away, of course, which was his announcement to the congregation and the world that Mica was no longer with us. Please leave a comment below and let us know what you think about all of these statements that JP has made since his wife's passing on April 27th, 2024. Justice for Mica.
After my wife passed away, I texted the family telling them I would pay for all their travel expenses. They asked me for $2,500 and then $1,000, so I gave them $3,500. 7 minutes after the check was cashed, they posted on Facebook they needed money from all of you for their travel expenses. Help me understand why. I texted the entire family and said I'd love for you to come and see Mica's body. Here's the times that the funeral home says is best. They thumbed up the message, and about an hour after that, they posted on Facebook that I would not let them see Mica's body. Please help me understand that. They said I forced them to sign some cremation paper that I knew nothing about, had no idea what they were talking about. Days later, I was given this piece of paper that the mom and dad both signed saying they wanted Mica to be cremated, and they chose to have that, which I totally agreed with because of the way that she passed away. I thought that was what was best, but nobody forced them to sign anything, and I don't even know what they're talking about with that. They said that I pushed the cremation to happen quickly to hide things. The national average is 3 days because after that the body starts to smell. She was cremated 6 days after she passed away so that her ashes would be ready for the funeral the next day. While the family was there, I told the funeral director, I said, let them know that I'll pay for all the urns that they want, with the ashes in it. I'll pay for jewelry. Like this stainless steel cross has Mica's ashes inside. It's the only ashes I have. They have all the rest. The funeral director called me and said the bill's going to be $18,000. I said, why? He said, they all picked out 24 karat gold jewelry. So I said, please call them back and let them know that if I'm paying, they got to get the cheap stuff. And it was still well over $10,000, but I didn't mind because the way you treat people is not based on the people. The way you treat people is based on your own heart. And so if you could help me understand the answers to those questions, I'd appreciate it. The tattoo that have her signature, it was gotten back in January with her. She wanted a very, very thick wedding band tattooed on her wedding finger so that when she was working out or we were on vacation when she didn't have a ring, she'd let everybody know she was still married. That is not something that someone who's being abused does, but she wanted that tattoo and she wanted me to get her signature, so I showed up and did it. The reason I preached the day after she passed, the night before that midnight, I had 5 people at my house telling me not to preach, and I would be crazy for doing it. I didn't listen, and it's because at first I didn't believe it. I spent the past 3.5 months doing everything I could to keep her alive. My goal was every single day to find somebody, some way to get her medicine, because I told them that she was going to commit suicide if she didn't get her lithium. And I went to her pastors, counselors, doctors, policemen, judges, friends, family, roommates, everybody you could possibly think of, and nobody believed me. So to get that call that night that it happened, I'm sure you can imagine what a failure I felt like, as well as this just can't be true. It can't be my worst nightmare. There's no way. And so I think maybe the family was playing a trick on me or something. The other side of it was, I thought if it is true, I don't want to deal with it. I don't really do anything. I want to just keep living my life as if it never happened, because I wasn't ready to believe that it happened. So next day I preached like a fool, and then I made my announcement for everybody to be quiet and leave, because like a moment of silence, like you do, in respect. I did it kind of like, I don't want anybody to be talking about, suicide or mental illness or asking me questions, or I just wanted them to leave and go talk to Jesus about it and then talk to me at some later date. I was not prepared to deal with any of it at all, and I'm sure you cannot imagine what it's like to be trying your best to keep somebody alive and then to find out they passed. And then how do you handle yourself in that next 24, 48 hours? I don't think there's a manual on that. So if it offends anybody, I apologize, but I did the best I could with what I had. Hey everybody, tonight's video is going to be a little bit more lighthearted than normal. The goal is to debunk a different lie every night, and the Francis family has given me a lot to work with, so it's going to take a while. But don't believe anything that I say just because I say it. That's as foolish as you believing what they say just because they say it. You need to look for proof and truth. And so tonight we're going to deal with something that Michael Francis said. Mica, my wife, had 7 days. I think her mom's married 7 times. Michael Francis is the biological father, and he said the other day on some show something to the effect of Micah's one of her tattoos, my name my signature that is tattooed on her body. He inferred that meant that I owned her, and that I was controlling and manipulative, and I made her get that tattoo so I could brand her and stamp her and say that she belongs to me. And that's not really how it worked. The first time she got my signature tattooed on her, it was when we were dating. And I was actually in New York on a vacation, and she sent me a picture of what she had done, and I was surprised. A few weeks later, we broke up, and she covered it up with a lotus flower. And then we got married, and then a few years later, she got my signature tattooed on the other side of her body. But I don't think that it means that I was controlling and manipulative. I don't think it means that I owned her. I don't think it was a brand or anything I forced her to do. It was completely her idea. And I don't know why Michael would think that. But if you do think that's what it means, if somebody has, someone else's name, their signature even, tattooed on their body, if you think it means that person owns them and, that they are over them and they're controlling, then what would you say, Michael, about this? And whose idea do you think that was? Greetings, everybody. I am here to let you know that my silence is nothing more than wisdom and self-control so that we can win the war that is up ahead. And I am looking forward to presenting over 350 pieces of proof on what Mica thinks about her family and what Mica thinks about her lawyer and the things her lawyer's saying and the things that her family's saying, and Charlotte and all these other people that are saying things. People forget that Mica corresponded with me more than anybody else on planet Earth. And I know her heart. And I have her text messages, and we're going to disprove all the lies that are out there. And there's so many lies, it seems like everybody thinks the world is flat. And you ask them why, and they say, well, it says on the news the world's flat. Or, Robbie Stinky Harvey said that it's flat. Or JLR Never Investigates says that it's flat. But when I get to court, I'm going to show you that the world is round. And you're going to be shocked at some of the things that you see that Mica says. And we're going to find out actually who is responsible for my wife's death. And Mica will have justice when it's all said and done, and I'm going to make sure of it. So thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you soon. God bless. Hey man, how's it going?
Good. So I told them what you said. I read it to them, and I basically said, the way that I word it was, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth here, but I said, the way I look at it is, my understanding is that you said a friend of yours who's an attorney. This is in regard to Robbie Harvey, guys. A friend of yours who's an attorney advised you not to speak to Robbie due to the defamation suit. And I would imagine that because there's a defamation suit, that's why you didn't want to speak.
Yeah,
I think he's freezing up.
He's just not very. He's not a nice guy. He's not. Hey, are all these people? All these people are watching us right now.
He's got way more people
Yeah,
watching.
and
He's got. Well, how many people watching?
If you want the comments off, I can turn the comments off.
No, I don't mind at all. I don't mind the comments at all.
How many people are watching your live?
I think
How many people are
5,400.
watching?
5,400, and I would imagine with your face here, it's probably going to go up exponentially. JP's earbuds have no effect on this camera.
Justin, tell me, like,
no, your earpods aren't going to have.
I can't. I don't hear well, anyways.
Gotcha.
Okay, so tell me about yourself. What kind of show is this? Or what kind of, is this TikTok? Are we on TikTok?
Yeah.
And
this is TikTok.
Are you like
have
just
like what do I do?
Yeah. Like what is this? What is this? Are you a crime person, or are you you just
Gotcha.
you know, like what is your passion for this?
Gotcha. So my platform is true crime and current events, primarily. There is some narcissistic, toxic family stuff, which is how the platform started. I've also written 2 children's books over that. So I have this on this platform. I've got 1.3, almost 1.4 million followers on. I have YouTube as well and Instagram, of course, and that's typically what it is.
Wow, that's awesome. That's great. Can I answer some of the people that are saying stuff? Would that be okay?
You can answer what it's. Hey, here's the thing. It's yours. Do what you want.
So somebody asked about my tattoos, and so these are my favorite scriptures are here, but I got one at a time because I didn't think I was going to ever get more than one tattoo, and I just kept going back and going. That's what that is. I'm going to wait until my side. Very white people. Everybody say what.
It's breaking up. It's lagging a little bit, JP. Hold on. There it goes. I think you're back.
We got it great. I don't know why it's lagging.
But what does your day-to-day life look like now? I'm a hermit now, and I love interacting with people. I don't get to do that much now, but so I'm it says if your Wi-Fi is on, turn it off.
It's turned off.
It's turned off, he says.
But
he's
the
not on
neighborhood we
Wi-Fi.
live
He's
in,
too far from his house.
Yeah. This neighborhood doesn't pick up AT&T well.
Yeah.
Can I? Is it okay if I ask you a question that somebody asked?
I'll see. Let me say this. I want to answer everything, but I don't want to answer it without me holding up my proof and showing it to you, because I think it's just ignorant for someone to just give, their opinion or say something and not have proof behind it when it's something as serious as this is. And so I'll be doing that next week, and I'll love to send you the proof and everything along with the affidavit, most likely.
Okay.
Oh, am I allowed to touch it and scroll down? Because somebody said something I couldn't see. They said,
It's going fast.
JP. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's going fast. Who said be respectful? That was so nice. Someone named Bonnie.
Well, so my lives, JP, we don't tolerate, no matter who it is, no matter what the situation, we don't tolerate people being disrespectful to other people in here as well as the guests. And at this moment, you're the guest, so it's not going to be tolerated.
I have not even start grieving yet. Not even 1 minute. Every time I go to, something else happens that I have to deal with. So I'm planning on, once this is all over, taking some time and doing what I need to do to grieve. But in my mind, she's gonna text me tomorrow and say, "Hey." So I haven't even started. That. So, and my wife's name is spelled with no H at the end. If it has an H at the end, that means it's a male. It's a boy. So Mica is the girl one. Someone just said, "How is he tied to Mica?" That was
somebody is very new to this case. Then this story, if they're asking that.
Yeah, but
and see when they say stuff that they shouldn't, it blocks it out. Nobody else can see what
they can see. It says, "Can we see your pupils?" Y'all can see my pupils.
Yeah, they can't. Everybody else can't see what they wrote. That's why it's extra.
Only you can see what they wrote. Oh, okay. So, how did you get hooked up with Robbie Harvey? Because y'all seem extremely different.
Well, Robbie, my girlfriend, Robbie, Robbie was on live on Facebook. My girlfriend said something to him about the text you sent me.
Yeah.
And then it just spiraled from there, getting both of them on here.
Gotcha.
And walking over.
Oh wow, Justin, it was really great meeting you, and I promise we will chat again. And I appreciate you being kind to me, and I appreciate you being respectful of me. And
Well, the way that I look at it is that, you know what, if you want a platform to speak and share your version of events, you deserve that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. This was very exciting seeing all that. People just keep on saying stuff over and over. It's and this is live. When they say that,
Yeah,
it's
they're typing it right now on their phones.
So with
man, that does very
with TikTok, a lot of times people will be coming in constantly, and it doesn't, like, you can't do an instant replay like you can on YouTube. So people might ask you the same questions over and over. Whereas on YouTube, people can go back halfway through it and rewind it so they don't miss something. So it's a very different. So I mean, to be very frank with you, if you wanted to do something, it would probably be better to do it on YouTube, because then you don't have to repeat yourself constantly, but you can still see the questions.
I do want justice for Mica, and I'm going to help bring that. I definitely want justice for Mica. And somebody said, I love the attention. What kind of attention? I hadn't talked to anybody or seen anybody. Yeah, they're saying I love attention. Oh, people are just mean too sometimes.
Yeah. Would you be okay if I asked you a question about an item in a very respectful way?
Sure.
So one of the things that has been said, and this was a couple of weeks ago, that a lot of people made a big, I don't say a big issue, but we'll say big deal about, was a necklace that you were wearing in the interview after she passed away. Was that actually hers, or did you just have a similar one?
No, that was definitely hers. I got it. So she passed away on the Saturday, and then Sunday when I went and saw her, they handed me some stuff, and that was one of the things they handed me. And that necklace was, for some reason, she heard a story. Mica was very, she could hear something or see a commercial and then immediately want to act on it. And so she heard about these lab diamonds last year. And so even though she loved her wedding engagement band, she wanted the real diamond taken out of that. And she wanted a lab diamond put in, but she didn't want to get rid of that diamond. So she wanted to put it inside of a necklace. And so had it made into a necklace for her. He was wearing that, and the nurse gave me that on that Sunday. And so before I even left the hospital, I already had it on. And
okay.
I just had not taken it off. And actually, I'd forgotten it was on the next day or two, or whenever that interview was. I just, but yeah, it's a girl necklace. So I just wanted to feel close to her. So I wore it, when they gave it to me.
Okay. I appreciate you answering it.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go
just
inside.
one other question.
Okay.
They swear up and down that you bought a new truck, and it's not a new truck. You
No,
just
it's
wrapped
not a new truck,
right?
Yeah, just put some stickers on it.
Yeah, he just wrapped it in vinyl and took the stickers off the windows. But people were calling me a liar. I'm like, I see the truck every day.
You had video, yeah. When you got close, you could see that it was a vinyl wrap, and so I actually made that correction.
Well, it's not even
I don't know,
wrap,
a week and a half ago.
At least put some tape on the back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it comes right off. You just
yeah.
Yeah. Why did you have her cremated? Someone said. I did that because that's what she wanted. We talked a lot about what would happen if one of us passed, and that's something Mica wanted and something I want as well, because we don't believe that the body matters as believers, and so that's what she wanted. Yeah. I'm still wearing my wedding ring. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm still wearing it.
Do you have anything else for him?
And you can you can love somebody and be separated, and you can love them just the same and be divorced. You can love them just the same, be with them. Sometimes it doesn't stop your love for the person. It's like having a kid that you love them and they do something that you don't like, but you still love them the exact same. All the abuse that people are throwing at me, I just pray that none of y'all have to go through anything like this, because
Well, I'm not
difficult.
and I'm not going to ask you this question right now. Obviously, if you want to talk more, and I can text with you and we can get something scheduled if you want to do that. Obviously, because when with this type of a situation, there are no more secrets about your past or anything that you've done in the legal system. So that's been out there. That being said, obviously there's a lot of documents back and forth. Her filing reports against you, you filing reports against her. And so if you ever want to chat about any of that, again, respectfully, and from your version, we're happy to give you that platform.
There's something I learned through this that I don't think the world knows, I don't think America knows, and that is on a police report, you can lie and say anything you want to say. You can say that Big Bird killed Cookie Monster on Sesame Street, and they have to write it down.
Correct.
And so a lot of people take police reports as fact. It's not a fact that somebody said it. The other thing you can do is people can actually line affidavits. You can write anything you want to in an affidavit, and it doesn't matter. That's why it's important whenever you're trying to find truth in the affidavit. You look for exhibits that. But that's something I've learned through all this stuff. People assume things. People are incredibly. Someone says about an autopsy. You're not an aunt, are you?
Why no autopsy?
I asked for an autopsy when I was there Sunday, and I asked I either asked the head nurse or asked the medical examiner, somebody, and they just brushed me off and said, "There's no need. There's no need." And I said, "I didn't know anything. I just asked for one just because I thought it was the right thing to do. Not that I thought anything. I just thought that's what you're supposed to do when someone you love dies young. You just ask for an autopsy." And but then I said, well, what about finding out if she was on medicine or what kind of medicine or if she was pregnant or anything like that? And they said, you need a toxicology report. I said, okay, well, I want that. So they said yes. So a toxicology report was ordered, and I'll have the results of that. I think they said it could take months, but it could be anywhere from 3 more weeks to 3 months. So.
There was a story here, and I live in the Nashville area, but there's a story here in Nashville. I don't know how closely you follow this type of stuff, but Riley Strain, a young college kid who was here from Missouri, fell into a river. Anyways, they ordered his toxicology, and I think 3 months later, we were still waiting on it, and it just finally came back, and even now the results haven't been officially released, so it can take a while.
Yeah. And I don't know if it'll be able to even tell me what I want to know, but we'll see. We'll see. What's the lady? Man, what cousin? Sorry. Someone just said Satan. Was that a question, or was that just a comment?
Again, I told you we can turn the comments off if you prefer that.
I like it. Oh no, not at all. You're saying anything. I don't. There's no making family do anything. Well, I had to put I didn't put a tracking device. Private eye. I did it because I told him to make sure if she was near a gun store to give me a call. And also thought that maybe there was some other reasons. You'll see that next week. You'll find the results of that next week.
Are you able to? If not, it's okay. Are you able to kind of give us a hint on what's coming next week? If you can't, that's fine.
No, just everything that shows why she passed away, who's responsible for it, and that I did every single thing a human being could do and far more to try to keep her alive and keep her safe and keep her healthy. I was the only one. I went to 48 people in 3 months and told them she needs her lithium, and she does not need to be anywhere near a weapon. And nobody believed me. And I showed them proof that her doctor said she was suicidal, and nobody believed me. And I thought I went to judges, lawyers, doctors, pastors, her friends, and her family. 48 people. And some of those people I went to dozens of times. And anyway, I'm going to run in, everybody. So let's see what else. Anyway, Justin, it was talking to you. It was nice seeing you.
I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us and answer a few questions, and we'll be in touch.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Justin. Have a good night.
Good night.
She was probably the greatest wife anyone could ask for. She was incredibly affirming. We spent every night together for hours just talking and talking and talking. Through it, took her to her doctor, and we got through it, and everything was fine. And she even gave a few testimonies here at church. We have on video of times where she had battled suicide, but God took care of her and got her through it.
For families dealing with mental health issues, the pastor at Solid Rock Church has a message.
The second you see any type of sign, get them to a doctor. I mean, the second you see it, don't wait. As Christians, of course, we know she's not here and in heaven, and she's worshiping and enjoying, and probably hadn't even had time to look down here yet. But I got this lay next to her body and spent time with her body about 4 times this week, and each time it still didn't hit me. I thought she was going to wake up. I even tried to raise her from the dead one time this week, and that morning, actually, I went to the mall later. She had bought me this dog tag, and the chain broke, so I went to the mall to get it fixed. And I saw a female about 20, 30 feet in front of me, and she was wearing one of Mica's dresses. And she had the same tattoo Mica has on her arm and the exact same hair. And out of just instinct, I screamed, "Mica!" And the girl turned around, and it was one of her sisters. And I thought I raised her from the dead. She's alive, But I can't wait to see her again one day. We're not going to do an altar call today. Instead, I'm going to have you stand up, and I'm going to make an announcement. And after the announcement, I'm going to ask that you leave church quietly and don't talk about the announcement here in the building, please, if you can. So y'all can stand to your feet. Before I make the announcement, I also want to say that my request to you is that you will continue to come to church and serve and give for the next little bit. 'Cause I don't want to I'm taking a little bit of a break, and I don't want to have to worry about the church. My break may be a few days, a few weeks, I don't know. I got a call late last night. My wife has passed away. And it was self-induced, and it was up in North Carolina. And we're going to have a funeral for her next Sunday here at 3 p.m. And so it's all I can, I'm just kind of going on adrenaline right now. So y'all pray for me and my kids and everybody. And she wasn't, y'all knew that she wasn't well mentally, and that she needed her medicine that was hard to get to her.
So I just thought of something as I'm listening to a song called Trouble by Kane. And I just wanted to give you a dare today. I dare you to do something either good for yourself or someone else, because like the second greatest command, love your neighbor as yourself. And it makes the enemy so mad, because like when Job in his misery took time to pray for his friend, or the woman gave up her last flour and oil to the prophet, or when you're going through something horrific and sad and awful, but you take the time to call and encourage your friend, or pause in your prayers, lifting up your concerns and worries and cares, and you pause to pray for your friend whose family member has cancer, or to lift up their daughter or son who's just going through a season and they need prayer. Nothing makes the enemy more mad, because that's God's heart. Opposite of selfishness. It's just loving God's people the way you know God loves you, and pouring it out onto someone else. And let's do something good for somebody else and make the enemy so mad today. Hope you do it. I'm going to do it.